is going back. Right, the old Massey's going back. Not the old Massey, the new Massey. And I kind of thought it's time to give it a bit of a review, really, before Phil picks her up. We'll have a look at the engine in a minute, actually. In fact, before we do a review, let's have a look at the engine, because I haven't looked at the engine. I just realised I've not seen it. Look, there's the old engine lot. It's I presume it's that one there. Oh, blimey. Whoa, that flew up nearly in my face. Oh, it's a bit dusty, isn't it? Battery at the front. That, do you know, that's good. Battery at the front, that's easy access. Oh, let me just climb out from under there. Actually, first thing I see is a battery that you can get to. Do you know what? Some of the tractors, they put batteries in awkward positions. The McCormicks are really bad. They're right underneath. They're a nightmare to get in and out, and you do need to get access to them occasionally. Right, so what we got here. So I think that's to do with the air conditioning. What do I know? Battery cut. Farmer P pointed out to me the other day, that's a battery cut off there. Let's just have a look round. It's good how these bonnets flip up, isn't it, really? Because they didn't used to. And you can get to the engine a lot easier. I presume that's on the thing, so it can't go too far, otherwise I presume it could go right up. Let's go around the other side. Alternator there, pretty standard. Eco power, it says down there, look. Ooh. You can just see in there. Right, anyway, that's the bonnet. Some of you already seen inside the bonnet. I just squeezed in to get that back. Let's get the keys out. Bring that back down. Let me just put the camera down, I'll just shut it. There you go. Whew, we've seen the engine now anyway. Right, you've seen probably the rest of it. Let's just get back up inside. We'll have a little wander around. Look, I'll just little cruise around, one last look. I thought when I first got it, it didn't have the hydraulic adjustment buttons that the McCormick's got, but they're actually on the side here, rather than in the McCormick. I think they're down there. Position that doesn't really matter. The main thing is you've got them, because these are really handy when you don't want to keep climbing in and out of the cab to put something on hydraulics. So yeah, let's go and have a look inside. So climbing up inside, where do I start on this tractor? I mean, I can't really fault it, really, to be honest. So there's a few things really. It's interesting. There's a few little niggle things that I'll talk about in a minute. Nothing really actually that important, but just if I'm going to sort of tell you what I think of this tractor, I'll sort of tell you, stuff I thought could be slightly better, but nothing more. So basically, this is a lovely, lovely tractor. I've driven it. I think I've done about 6 hours on a bit of the old bale hauling and loading. There you go. Anyway, in that time I've managed to get the floor dirty. Look at that, got it proper dirty actually. It's got cow muck in it. They'll have to come and clean that off. I mean, the main thing I really noticed was how much sort of smoother and stuff it was driving than our tractors. Over the fields there wasn't a lot of bounce or anything, and I think that's just down to those hydraulic, or what do you call it, the suspension. rather than the rubber block. It's actually proper suspension on here. Also the driving, this is really nice. This here, backwards and forwards there to change the gears. Oh, we've left the keys on the wall. I might go and get those in a minute, as long as they don't lose them. I think when Phil brought this in, he was quite clever in the fact he sized a tractor just right for me. It was no point in me coming in here with something really massive and stupid that I wasn't going to ever use. You know, reality is this is a small family stock farm. We're not doing loads of tractor hours. We're not doing loads of tractor work, and we don't need to pull, you know, huge trailers of grain or whatever. So for me to have a big tractor here is a bit silly, really. It's just a bit of pointlessness. This is 110 horsepower. It's just right. I could feel it pulled those the trailer bales with ease. Lifted the bales lovely. So all on that front, absolutely brilliant, really. The other thing as well is that tech-wise, now I see a lot of these tractors with all this high-tech stuff on it, and I don't know, I'm not in the market for that sort of stuff really. So I did wonder what was going to come here with Phil, whether it's going to be loads of screens and stuff and doodly bits and stuff. This tractor doesn't have that, but actually that's something that, for its credit, because I don't want all that stuff. I think someone quite young or quite old who's not really techie could get in this tractor and feel comfortable, you know, because if you've got a multi-generational farm, you're going to have tractors, some of the tractors that a younger maybe person can use, and an older person like my dad, who's no longer with us, would have got into and wouldn't be able to drive, you know. But an older person, I think, could get in here and not feel out of place, and I thought that's quite an achievement on a modern tractor, actually, because some of them I look at, like the space shuttle. So only a few trivial minor points I thought, actually, which is just really trivial. So one thing, I didn't like this windscreen wiper here. I don't know why they couldn't have had the blade up there when it switches off, because when you're looking out the window, I always look over my left shoulder, so I nearly always look over my left shoulder when I'm reversing or anything, and you see in that there, wouldn't be neat to have up there. All the other tracks I know seem to have it there. The gear thing, right, this is something that only to get used to. In fact, let me get the keys and I'll show you what okay, I've started up now, and I just thought I'd show you something, a bit of a curiosity, which I thought was odd. So when you're going forward, when you're in forward motion, to go up a gear, let me just show you this. You push that forward, okay, 3C, and you go into 3D there, and you pull it backwards to drop down a gear. So if you stick it in reverse though, it works the other way round. If you push it forward, it goes down a gear, and if you pull it back, it goes up a gear. So that was something that, let me just turn that right off. That was something that when I was moving the bales, I hadn't got used to. I wasn't expecting that. So I expected it to basically be the same forwards or back. I expected that lever to be pushing forward to go up a gear and down a gear be back. So it didn't work like that at all. But that would be just a quirk that you'd have to get used to, I think. It's quite funny actually, because you kind of adapt to a kind of tractor, whatever tractor you have, you just get used to it. And so when I was in here, I was sort of reaching for buttons like I was in the old McCormick for doing the gears and stuff, and realised they're not here. The other thing as well, I noticed there's no USB port or anything like that, which I thought on a tractor these days would probably be a standard thing. However, I'm going to have to ask Phil about this. I'm sure that basically there's lots of blanks and stuff. I'm sure that when you buy this tractor, there's a package that goes with it. You know, because you choose your options. This is the option they've got for the demo tractor. So I presume when you bought it, if you wanted a USB port or whatever, you'd probably have one in here. But I think, you know, the amount of people who use mobile phones well, everyone uses a mobile phone, don't they? It'll be a handy thing to have in a tractor, like just USB plug-in. And also, if you wanted to, you could stick your phone on the wall or use it as a sat nav or something. If you were, stick it on the wall, stick it on the window, use it as a sat nav or something if you're driving off, hauling bales miles or something. Yeah, so the other thing as well, I did think these were a little bit flimsy. The plastic on them seemed a little bit flimsy. I know at some point you're going to probably catch the mud guards, so I did think they wouldn't take much to actually damage them. But however, maybe that's part of the thing, rather than buckling everything, is that a bit breaks or something. I'm not quite sure, but my experience in life is you break something sooner or later. But like I said, I generally think this is a really good tractor. Like I said, the gadgets wise is perfect. I remember, when I was a kid, we used to buy, everyone used to have these big hi-fi stacks, okay, with a graphic equalizer and then a Dolby B and button and everything like that, and all these buttons and stuff on them, right? And when the reality came to it, once you bought it out of the shop, you never used it. The graphic equalizer just stayed set in one position. The Dolby button, why did you need that? Didn't notice much difference. Or tape button and metal tape and whatever. This is going back a bit, isn't it? And I think some of that can be like that with a new tractor. If you've got you have all this shiny, whizzy bits and you just don't use them. Well, on a farm like this anyway. But yeah, looking at this tractor, it's lovely. It is lovely. Am I going to buy it? Sadly not. The reality is, there's no way I can justify a brand new tractor at the moment on this farm. We've got two McCormicks that, I think they've probably got about 3,000 hours on them between each of them. There's certainly the new one we've got, the one we bought brand new in 2003. That's got about 3,000 hours on it. So if you look at that over nearly 20 years, it's only 150 hours a year, isn't it? So reality is, if I was going to spend a big wedge of cash on this, it would just be sat in the shed most of the time. And the cost of this isn't justifiable, really. So those tractors do the job, if you know what I mean. If I was doing a lot more mileage on the road, that is, a lot of road work, or I was doing a lot more hours, or if those tractors then become completely wiped out, then I'd certainly be looking at a tractor like this. But I think realistically, where the price has gone on tractors now, for small family farms like ours, maybe you're probably more likely to think, try and buy a good second-hand one, maybe 2 or 3 years old, because of the cost implications are quite heavy. Although there's finance on it, it's tax deductible, I guess. And some people have got money from other things that they can afford to put into this. But for me, at the moment, we couldn't justify a brand new tractor on the farm. Oh, it's gotta go! It's gonna go! Harry'd be gutted. Anyway, I'm sure when I finish this video, I'll have more things I should have mentioned about it. But and the other thing as well, I am very impressed with this tractor generally. I'm not trying to say this for Chandler's point benefit or any Phil's benefit, because at the end of the day, if I thought it was rubbish, I wouldn't want to put my name to something and say to guys like some of you farmers who are watching this maybe that it's great when it's not, and then you go up from farmer Tom it's good. I am generally thinking this is a lovely tractor. The one thing I would say, I haven't tried the other brands, but take these keys out if I'm going in for breakfast. I haven't tried a New Holland or anything like that to do a comparison, and it would be interesting to get one a similar size to this to see what the variations is. I'm not looking to do that now at the moment, but I might one day in the future get something blue on here. That'd be the first time that anything blue's been on this farm that I know of, that not apart from contractors. But yeah, let me get out. Oh, it's also well put together. It's when you get out, the doors are nice and wide. There's plenty of width there to get out. It's good. It is good. Yeah, I have to say I'm very grateful for Chandler's to let me have the chance to try this out, really. You know, Phil very kindly contacted me a few months ago and said, do you fancy having a tractor to try? And it is, it's been really nice. Anyway, he's due to turn up sometime this morning. I'm not sure when. I might see him then. I'll ask him a few questions when he comes, which I didn't think of before. But yeah. Hello, Massey. Goodbye, Massey. That's it then. I've had my breakfast and I'm just waiting for Phil to pick up. He's coming over any minute now, I think, to get this tractor. So yeah, it's going. But I'll be interested to hear if any of you have actually got one of these and how you're getting on with it. You know, because you know, it'd be nice to know how people have got on with it long term rather than a few hours. But I would have thought most people would be pretty pleased with it once you've committed to this. And that's the thing to think about when you're buying a tractor. It's a long-term commitment. You know, you can be overwhelmed by maybe just looking at it for a few hours, but you need to delve into it further in the fact that how near your dealership backup is, you know, what your servicing intervals are and what that servicing cost is and what sort of warranty you've got with a tractor. But always thinking about backup, really. I'm very lucky that Chandler's down there are only probably about, I don't know exactly, about 5 miles away or something, you know, and they're always on the end of the phone, so you can sort of get in there to chat with them, or to, you know, Phil would call in if I couldn't get that sorted, you know, something on there I had an issue with. But, you know, if you bought it and the dealership's a long way away, I'd be a little bit cautious. But maybe that's just me. And of course, you know, if in some countries, I'm sure the dealerships, you know, if you're out in America, maybe the dealerships are really spread apart because of the scale of the place. Anyway, we'll wait and see Phil turn up, take this baby away. Here's Phil. He's back. Phil, you're taking this baby away.
Morning.
It's been lovely.
You going all right with it?
All right, mate. Yeah, it's beautiful. Honestly, really pleased with it. Lovely motor.
That's good.
I dare say you don't get much bad stuff, you know, feedback on a tractor like this, do you?
No, it's just everybody's got their personal preferences.
Yeah.
There's different things that there's certain people like and different they don't like. But as a general, these tractors gone out and they perform. They're not, I was going to say, as I said before, they're a bit of like a sort of not no frills tractor, but they're sort of they do everything you need to do, and that's what people like about them. I
said on a review video, I said that you perfectly pitched this for me. This is my sort of tractor, and exactly as you just said, everyone's got their own. What they're looking for. Some guys want a bigger setup, you know, more gear. Some people don't, like me, you know. But it's really nice. It's a couple of questions I was going to ask you, actually. I forgot the other day. So something like this spec on here, is this a standard spec, or is this the spec just that happens to be on this demo? Because you've got different options, haven't you?
We got there's loads of different options when you spec a tractor. We tend to spec our demonstrator tractors sometimes a little bit higher because this one, like, it's got slightly bigger tires than normal. And then, but as a rule, we have always had a sort of generic spec which we tend to, because we order so many tractors, we've got to order them so far in advance. We're ordering that we tend to. If anything, we try to upsell customers into the spec we've got coming because it makes it easier. We can change spec when tractors come in, but you've got a certain cool-off period, and then they're stuck and built like that. But it just means that we can then put tractors in the yard. Like, we'll order so many of these loader ready, and then we'll order so many without loaders. We'll order on a sort of a flavour of different tyre sometimes. That if a guy said, no, I need it to be a little bit lower, or I need it a bit narrower, we then can change with a tractor in the yard or something like that. So that works quite well for us because we're ordering so many tractors in big volumes. But as a rule, we don't. As a rule, it tends to be 3 spools, the Dyna 4 transmission. We tend to put air seat in them and aircon, and the mechanical cab suspension on them nowadays as sort of standard because it's just everybody wants the comfort and everything.
I did find the ride really good, actually. That was really noticeable when I was loading bales. There's a massive difference between what I was used to driving and that. You know, it's just like, oh my god, this is not going to knacker my back up when I get out the next day.
So other than that, I mean, it's there's a lot of standard features which are the main. It's just a few, and we do. Sometimes we might spec bigger loaders for the 5713. Other than that, it is But we do. Yeah, I was gonna say we got a bit like when you come down today. We got some little smaller ones, a 2-wheel drive one.
Yeah.
And then we got some 4709s, which are just standard tractors because they're quite good.
Yeah.
Amenity or utility tractors as well as ag tractors. I don't know. I was going to say, I don't know what else to say on them, Matt. They're sort of. There is. When you look at the spec list, there's loads in there.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you can have anything you want. You know, it's there.
Yeah.
I mean, that was leading into my other question. If you wanted to order a tractor like this, how long have you got to wait to get one? I mean, the thing is, with the pandemic and everything, everyone's saying the machinery is difficult to get hold of.
Yeah.
Is that a case with sort of, you know, across the spectrum and with this sort of tractor?
I suppose if you wanted real bespoke, fresh out the box, which we didn't have on order and we couldn't change, we're probably on a 4 to 5 month wait. I would have thought, and that's where we're fortunate that I mean, I think last week we ordered another 76 Massey tractors.
No way.
So to come all through the first 2 quarters of next year. So if we ordered 5710, say, and you said, oh no, it's got to be 11, we can then go back to them and say, look, can we change that to 11? Can we put a load of brackets on it?
Wow.
And that is,
that's
where we're fortunate. But that's where we're fortunate being, as we are now, we're sort of one of the biggest Massey customers in the country.
Stock. You can retrofit what you're after as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you wanted something extra, you want to change your boom or whatever, you can do all that. That's all pretty. I mean, these things are quite standard, aren't they? To be honest.
Yeah, they are. To be fair.
But any little things like Phil says, with wheels and stuff, we generally got a broad spectrum. We got in stock. You can change what you're after, like, you know.
That's brilliant. Thanks, guys. Well, I better not hold you up. I better let you get on and move the Massey.
Yeah, no problem at all.
Here you go. It's going.
Oh, where's the kick?
Oh, hang on.
Yeah.
Do with the kick.
I took them out.
Oh, what
There's 2. You left one in the box as well. Do you realise?
Yeah, probably.
There you go.
Smashing job, thank you.
I was paranoid about that. Every night I parked it up, really difficult for anyone to take it. I went around the back and I wedged it right in. So if you wanted to steal this tractor, you'd have a job. Not that I would think it was going to happen. Right. Load her up. Cheers, mate. Cheers, mate. Oh, it's gone. Phil's left. In fact, that tractor that's just gone might be ending up at Farmer P's at some point. And certainly he's having another Massey off of them. Actually, off camera we did have a chat about prices, and there is quite a considerable difference between retail price and what I possibly could have bought it for. It's still not an option at the moment. I mean, the price, actually what he quoted for was a lot more sensible with the trade-in and stuff. But at the moment I've got to think, first of all, it's about priorities really. I've got to get mower sorted, and we're still hoping to do that roof over there for the winter. So unless I win the lottery, I think it'll have to wait a little bit. Well, you know, I said we could win the lottery, we might do this. As a random bit of fun at the end of this video, I thought I'd chuck on, I bought 5 scratch cards that win.
So it could be
potentially top prize £100,000. So you're going to take a couple each?
I take 2.
Take 2.
I'll take 2.
Do you think you can pay for a tractor with this?
Maybe.
How have you got? How does it work? You can have 3.
One.
I don't mind.
Then you can have 1.
I'll do the filming. You rubber.
Okay.
What does it say on there? By the way, I just thought I'd point out, I don't advise gambling for anyone, but this is just a bit of fun, all right? Hang on, show me the card first. Top prize 1,000. Win up to 2 times of the prize. So you've got to rub off. You've got to get.
What have you got to get in a row?
3 in a row, and then you multiply it by whatever you've got there. So go on, off you go. Are you doing it, Harry?
Yeah.
Do it on the table. Jack's scratching away. This is a tractor in the making. £1 million.
Nothing on the first
You got
one.
to get 3 in a row. Yeah, we got 3. You haven't done the other one yet. So what have you got there? And 3 of anything? You got £3.
I got £3.
And then do the multiplier.
Times 5.
3 times 5.
15 quid.
15 quid.
It's actually 15.
Boom, yes, right, next one. It's a
So
bit
you
of
already
luck, I
won
never
it.
won anything. Harry, have you got 3 of anything? Here you go.
Nope.
No. Go on, keep going.
I almost won £10.
Okay. Here you go,
100.
just do them all.
Oh, sorry.
So what have you got? 3 of
I've
anything?
got 2 of 100.
You need
and
3.
nothing else.
So that one's no good. Okay, next one, bottom one. Unless you got 3 of something. How are you doing, Harry? You got 3 of anything?
No, last chance.
Oh. Jax is the last chance. Come on, keep going. Don't stop. What have you got? 3 of anything?
Got 2 5,000s.
Okay, so we have got.
5,000s.
That's hard to believe, actually. We have won 15 quid.
Almost
we?
110 again.
Almost. The joys of gambling. Anyway, I spent £5. I got 15 back. We can buy a light bulb for that tractor, boys.
Yep.
I don't advise you to try scratch carding to try and get tractors. Anyway, that's the end of our video review. There will be Harry's video review tomorrow.